It's Jonathan Agoff with Pro Boxing Fans. I'm delighted to have Viddal Riley back on Pro Boxing Fans.
I'm glad to be back on Pro Boxing Fans. As I was saying to you off camera, Pro Boxing Fans was interested to hear what I had to say when my back was broken and the heights of the pandemic. So now that I'm back, it's only right that we're doing it.
Really appreciate that, and like I say, really glad to see you back in the ring, back doing what you do best, back doing what you love. New signing for Boxing Sky Sports, just talk me through it.
Man, it was the best deal that I could honestly ask for, because they understand what I'm trying to do. They understand my vision. They understand there's more to a person than being in the ring. And there's this such a big stigma that's finally loosening up a little bit. It's like when you're a boxer, you're only allowed to box. Every other part of you that's human has to die, and that doesn't have to be the case, and it isn't the case for me. I spend majority of my time trying to be the best boxer I can be, but I've also managed to put myself in a position where I can use social media to my advantage and build a brand. And the people at home, love to the realest people, the realest fans, they've allowed me to build that platform. And now they can watch me do my thing. And that's what I'm excited about. The fact that I've managed to build such a platform and maintain it without being active because of pandemic injury. But now I can give back to them, and what they've been waiting on and holding out for and being loyal to me for, I can provide, and not only get back in the ring, but on one of the biggest sporting platforms in the world. And that's what I'm really excited about. So it's great times, man.
What was the decision to come back to the UK? Obviously, you've been based out in America, Mayweather Promotions, they got you in some great cards. Things, I guess, didn't work out due to injuries and pandemic, but what was the decision to come back to the UK?
I just felt like I was missing something. As much as I was progressing as a fighter and getting some crazy experiences, meeting people I never thought I would meet, training with the best in the world, you need to know what satisfies you inside, and what satisfies me is being trained by my dad. And I'm not at that stage in my career I can just be flying people around everywhere. I need to be here, and I need to be training with him as much as I can, and that's what got me to where I am today anyway, alongside a lot of help from others, but the core has always been my dad as my trainer. And being back here, being able to work with him full time for the first time in years feels great, and my confidence is as high as it can be. And same with my strength and conditioning team, Leon Williams, my physio, Harvey. It's just been great to be back with the team that has helped me from the jump, and you're going to see a better version of me now. If you was happy with that version, you got to scrap that thought, because we're about to top it, leaps and bounds.
I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I was pretty intrigued to see where you're going to end up. I know, yeah. I'm sure you weren't short of offers. I'm not asking you to name, but obviously, you must have had a lot of offers.
No, like we said, when you build a platform and you build numbers and you think of some of the top people in the sport can't even get the traction that I've managed to bring to myself, people will be interested. But it's about not just absorbing the interest, but also making the decision that's best for you. And Sky Sports and Boxer, they offered me an opportunity that was best for me, fits the best for me, and for the next few years, I'm excited to just be on this platform and grow, and also watch the platform grow, because it is a new era, it's a new beginning, and I want to show people that I'm a new gen boxer, if you want to say that, with old school achievements. And I can really see this flourishing.
Is it about now putting the domestic division on notice? We know you're a top amateur GB captain. Is it about establishing yourself here as quickly as possible, or do you want to take your time? You're still young, you've got time on your hands?
I don't need to establish myself as quickly as possible. A lot of the top guys in the division are not my age, and they done a lot. They started later, so I guess they have to move quicker as a professional, because the years don't go backwards. But I don't consider the top of the division my competition right now. I think that'd be quite arrogant, because I've not been in the ring for a couple of years. I've had 4 fights. I haven't been in and out the ring like they have, and I can't just pop back in the UK and be like, yeah, I'm putting everyone on notice, everyone better get ready for me. When that time comes, it will come, because they're in the same weight as me, they will be around, and that time will come. But right now it's about activity. It's about me getting back in the ring, getting active, and getting back into the flow of things. And when I've done that and I've ticked certain boxes, the boxes that they have ticked, then I can start looking at them right now. But until I've ticked the boxes they've ticked, I guess we're not the same. The only thing that is the same right now is our weight.
When do you reckon you'll be out? Can we expect you out before the end of the year?
I'm going to be out before the end of the year. The plan is to be out before the end of the year, but we're waiting on a few things. It's out of my control now. I've done everything on my side. My team is doing everything they can do on their side, but we just need something to be locked in. And if that's confirmed and done, then I'll be in the ring before the end of the year. If not, then early next year, 100% early next year. I want to fight. I want the people at home to know I want to fight. I don't enjoy just making reaction videos. It's a part of me, but I do actually want to throw some hands. I just need to wait for the right opportunity, and when I get the go ahead to do so, I will do it.
You just touch on sort of you working back with your dad again, and you know how that differs from when you're out in the States.
It's just a different connection, you know. No one really connects with you like your parents. You know, your parents know you inside out. Like before you even have consciousness of what's going on, they're watching you and they're learning you. Before you even learn yourself, like they already know your tendencies and habits. And in a sport like boxing, where it's important to know what your fighter's gonna do, how they think, what triggers them. No one does that better than my dad. There's better trainers in the world, but there's not a better trainer for me in the world because he knows me, he knows exactly what to do. Sometimes he doesn't even have to say words, he just makes certain noises and I'm like, I know what this means. It saves a lot of time, the communication is there, and it's not just him, there's other members of the team too I have the same connection with, where I'm like, okay, you told me this is what I need to do, I don't doubt what you're saying, I don't have to question what you're saying, I just believe what you're saying and I'm going to do it. And that makes life a lot easier when you don't have to second guess the information that's coming your way.
You touched on it at the start when we last spoke. You had sort of the injury, unfortunately ruled yourself out of the Mike Tyson card. What is the status with that? Is it all healed? Did you have surgery or anything?
My body is all good. There was no need for surgery. My physio, RV, again, I have to shout him out, Sky Therapy, make sure you're checking them out. He literally took on the job and managed to resolve it. You know, it wasn't easy. It did take quite a few months, but we managed to do it. You know, we managed to do it, and I followed everything that he told me to do. There was a few boxes that I weren't ticking in the States that he made me tick when I got back, and we managed to fix the problem. And the body is not something that you can just fix and then say, cool, it's done now. It's a continuous thing. We're always training, we're always going to get different aches and pains and bruises and bumps, and that's why I have him there so full time, just to tape over those things and make sure they're all good and I can be as active as possible, because that's the plan.
What's the one thing you learned the most from being out in the States with the Mayweathers and fighting out there?
I think what I learned the most was how to conduct myself as a professional boxer. Professional boxing, amateur boxing, different. The training is different. How you prep yourself is different. The rounds, there's only 3 rounds, and I've only done 4 as a professional max, but still how you prepare for that is different. How you structure your week, how you try and fit 2 sessions in a day, and you know, the media side of things as well. I learned so much, met some great people out there, and it really allowed me to understand and watch the highest level professionals, how they operate. Training alongside Caleb Plant, training alongside Buddy Jen. Just people that I would have never got to train with, and seen how, okay, you're at the highest level, how did you get here? What training did you do to get here? And actually participating in that taught me a lot.
So before we finish up, big news in the last sort of 12 hours or so. Yeah. Canelo is jumping up to your division. What's your thoughts on that? And, you know, he's taking, I guess, a gamble. Some people see it as McCarvey, perhaps not the most sort of well-known champion, perhaps. But what's your thoughts on that? And if he was to come back down, would it be dangerous?
We've rarely seen fighters in the past go up in weight, come back down and be as effective as they were. My favourite, Ray Jones Jr. is the first to come to mind, going up to come back down. You know, it's a difficult thing on the body. The body gets accustomed to operating at certain weights and doing certain things, and when you send it into shock, for how long can you do that for, and then change again and be as effective? It's exciting. It's an educated gamble. You know, stylistically, it's the best champion for him to pick, I believe. And I don't know if it's something that he will stay. You know, I don't know if he'll stay at cruiserweight. He might treat it like he did with light heavy. Go up, get a belt, go back down. We don't know, man. Canelo's he's a man that can roam freely through the sport. So I don't know. But what I do know is that whilst he's at cruiserweight, it brings attention to the weight division. Other champions get some exposure. People that have never heard of Makabu before yesterday now have. And the other champions will also be researched as well, because cruiserweight has always been a quiet division. And I always have to explain to people I'm just the weight below AJ. But now I can say I'm Canelo's weight. So, yes, sir.
And just finally, I have to ask, December 18th, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, what's your thoughts?
Jake Paul wins, man. As I said, Jake Paul's my friend right now. Yeah, whether he wants to be my friend or not. Jake Paul's my friend because he got me over 500,000 views in like 2 days. And you have a channel, you know how that must feel. You know how that feels. It's a nice feeling to get your highest views or get a lot of views, and Jake done that. So Jake's my friend right now. I think he wins. I think Jake wins. He will win either early stoppage or he will win on a controversial points decision.
All right, Viddal, appreciate your time. Great to see you back, and hopefully see you back in the ring.
You're liking, subscribing, watching Pro Boxing Fans. They are part of the realest, because whoever can support you when you're down, always help them when you're up. I'm not up yet, but I'm more up than I was, and shout out to the team.